Now, it's becoming a bit of a tradition on this podcast to read out passages from the book in these places, so that's exactly what I'll do. My trusty old copy of Watership Down, ad Ephrata. This is from chapter 34, the beginning of chapter 34, General Woundwort, which of course is the chapter that is written from the point of view of General Woundwort, as if the rabbits of Watership Down are a mystery to them. Dusk was falling on Ephrata. In the failing light, General Woundwort was watching the near hind mark at Silfley along the edge of the great pasture field that lay between the warren and the iron road. Most of the rabbits were feeding near the mark holes, which were close beside the field, concealed among the trees and undergrowth bordering a lonely bridle path. A few, however, had ventured out into the field to browse and play in the last of the sun. Further out still were the sentries of the Owsler, on the alert for the approach of men or a lil, and also for any rabbit who might stray too far to be able to get underground quickly if there should be an alarm. Captain Chervil, one of the two officers of the mark, had just returned from a round of his sentries and was talking to some of the does near the centre of the mark ground when he saw the general approaching. He looked quickly about to see whether anything was at fault. Since all seemed to be well, he began nibbling at a patch of sweet vernal with the best air of indifference that he could manage. I'll skip forward. This is the story of Woundwort. I'm not going to read that. I'll skip forward to after their conversation about the I'm just skipping forward to after the conversation, the description of Woundwort's life story and the conversation that he has with Chervil. They were about to set off when a third rabbit approached, none other than Captain Campion himself. It was Campion's principal duty to search the outskirts of Ephrata at morning and evening and to report anything new. The tyre marks of a tractor in mud, the droppings of a sparrowhawk, or the spreading of fertiliser on a field. An expert tracker, he missed little or nothing, and was one of the very few rabbits for whom Woundwort felt a genuine respect. "Do you want me?" said Woundwort, pausing. "Well, I think so," replied Campion. "We've picked up a Clessie and brought him in." "Where was he?" "Down by the arch, sir, just this side of it." "What was he doing?" "Well, sir, he says he's come a long way on purpose to join Ephrata. That's why I thought you might like to see him." "Wants to join Ephrata?" asked Woundwort, puzzled. "That's what he says, sir." "Why can't the council see him tomorrow?" "Just as you like, sir, of course, but he strikes me as being a bit out of the ordinary. I'd say a distinctly useful rabbit." Said Woundwort, considering. "Well, all right. I haven't got long, though. Where is he now?" "At the Crixa, sir." Campion met the crossing point of the two bridle paths, which was about 50 yards away among the trees. "Two of my patrol are with him." Woundwort made his way to the Crixa. Chervil, being on duty with his mark, remained where he was. Campion accompanied the general. At this hour the Crixa was all green shade with red gleams of sun that winked through the moving leaves. The damp grass along the edge of the paths was dotted with spikes of mauve bugle, and the sanicles of yellow archangels flowered quickly. Under an elder bush on the far side of the track, two Auslaffer or council police were waiting, and with them was the stranger. Woundwort saw at once what Campion had meant. The stranger was a big rabbit, heavy but alert, with a rugged, seasoned appearance and the look of a fighter. He had a curious thick growth of fur, a kind of top knot on the crown of his head. He stared at Woundwort with a detached, appraising air which the general had not encountered for a very long time. "Who are you?" said Woundwort. "My name is Thlaily," replied the stranger. "Thlaily, sir," prompted Campion. The stranger said nothing. "The patrol brought you in, I'm told. What were you doing?" "I've come to join Ephrata." "Why?" "I'm surprised you ask. It's your warren, isn't it? Is there something odd about someone wanting to join?" Woundwort was nonplussed. He was no fool, and it was, he could not help feeling, extremely odd that any right-minded rabbit should choose to walk into Ephrata of his own accord, but he could hardly say so. "What can you do?" "I can run and fight and spoil a story telling it. I've been an officer in an Owsler." "Fight, can you? Could you fight him?" said Woundwort, looking at Campion. "Certainly, if you wish." The stranger reared up and aimed a heavy cuff at Campion, who leapt back just in time. "Don't be a fool," said Woundwort. "Sit down. Where were you in an Owsler?" "Far off. The warren was destroyed by men, but I escaped. I've been wandering some time. It won't surprise you that I heard of Ephrata. I've come a long way to join it. I thought you might have some use for me. Are you alone? I am now. In the Crixa at Afrifa. It's hard to associate this place with the events described in the book, but this is the place.